The following program is for adult audiences only.
This is
Eric and Gord. What if we're right?
Live right now.
Are you ready?
Find and like us on Facebook. Follow us on Instagram.
Men, do you want to smell less ugly? Is your spouse or significant other constantly complaining about that strange orc-like scent coming from your boxers, or the wafting aroma of a compost heap from your pits? Say no more and begin your journey towards eliminating that nut funk. Household 5 Soap Company is your preeminent source for men's hygiene products, including handcrafted bar soaps, shaving supplies, beard oil, lip balm, and multiple lines of CBD-infused products as well. But let us not forget about the ladies. Oh no. Ladies, unlike your husband, we haven't forgotten about your needs. Household 5 isn't just a men's sanctuary. They have numerous smelly good items to ease you into a relaxive state after dealing with your stanky-ass man. The Household 5 bath bombs are just your ticket to help you enjoy that glass of wine and the latest true crime novel while kicking it in the tub. Located in Georgetown Square here in Fort Wayne. Also, check them out at household5.com. That's household 5 with the number 5, people. Remember to use the promo code I'm Dead. That's IMDEAD online or in store to get 20% off your order. Household 5, I'm Dead Inside's only choice for men's hygiene products. Welcome, everybody, to a special joint edition, is what I'm going to call it this week, of I'm Dead Inside and What If We're Right, Eric and Gord, our newfound Canuck friends. Is it cool to call you guys Canucks? Is that like kosher?
Is that still kosher?
Absolutely.
It's very kosher.
We're making sure that
I've never heard a Canadian person say it, but you guys tend to a lot. It's endearing.
Well, it's a northern Indiana.
Unless we were talking about our hockey team, that was the only time we ever mentioned it. The Vancouver Canucks, so that was it.
Are they still around? I don't know shit. I don't know shit about hockey.
Oh yeah, the Canucks are still around.
Are they really?
Yeah.
Well, who's
the Canucks are still
Hartford. Hartford's the team that's not around anymore, right?
Hartford's gone. Yeah, they left years ago.
Yeah.
Hartford is now they are Colorado, I believe.
Oh, are they really?
I think Hartford, they didn't disappear; they just moved. No, Vegas is a brand new team. Hartford went to it's either Colorado or Minnesota, and when they got rid of the Dallas North Stars, no, Dallas became Minnesota. I can't remember. Hartford was a good team though. I missed them.
Well, there's some dude here in town that it's this outdoor bar where all the fucking young college kids have taken over, and it's hard as shit to get into during the summer. But the bartender is constantly rocking this Hartford Whalers hat, and for years I'm like, are they still a thing? Oh,
all these young kids are going, well, I wonder what that is. I've never heard of them.
the hell is Hartford?
It's a dope
It's
hat.
like the ones that they're 16 and they're rocking a Nirvana shirt.
Right, exactly. But
they were out there.
But I love the color. They're like blue and green.
I got it at Forever 21.
It where?
Forever 21.
Yeah,
Forever 21.
Come on, don't tell
my
me
buddy
Bree
was
doesn't
a
shop
massive
there.
Hartford fan.
Oh, really? And now he's got to root for some American bullshit, right?
But the Canucks had.
I still remember back in the day where even all the American. I just remember. Yeah, Vancouver had the riot for losing the cup.
We lost the cup in 2010, and we tore this bitch down
and rioted because of it.
No
cars on fire.
Fucking worthless team. We're gonna tear down the city because of it.
Well, guys,
people in Toronto have been like terrified if Toronto Maple Leafs ever win the cup, because it's been 67, I think, was the last time they ever won a Stanley Cup.
Oh, really?
Yeah. They're that's how much they suck. So they're saying if they ever won the Stanley Cup, that'd be it. Not only would Toronto burn to the ground, but it would be a nonstop riot party for 6 weeks.
That might be worth a road trip.
Oh, if it
And
ever
everyone in Vancouver
happens,
would kill themselves.
yeah, one massive suicide.
They'll institute like a new Jim Jones massacre.
Yeah.
There.
Exactly.
They'll be like Kool-Aid for all you bitches. That's what they'll
No, I'm
do.
going Heaven's Gate. I want the coolest.
Hey, you can wear the new Lil Nas X Nikes while you're. I know they're not Nikes.
Yeah, very
but,
nice.
Did you guys hear about this?
Close enough.
Did you guys hear about the Lil
No.
Nas X?
No.
Do you know who Lil Nas X is?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, he did the Old Town Road song.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That,
He's the black
Okay.
gay country rapper.
Yes.
yes.
Which that really narrows it down.
Yeah.
There's probably only one.
All right, so check it out. So he came when when that song first came out. I think people suspected that he was gay, but
Yeah.
I think he then announced after it came out. But nobody really gave a shit. But recently he released a new song, and it's called like Montanero.
Yeah.
But
Something like that.
in the video, part of the videos he's doing a lap dance for Satan. Okay.
Oh,
So, ultra conservative, right wing, Christians down here are literally losing their goddamn minds over this. So, but to couple that, he is releasing a new collab sneaker that's going to be over $1,000, and they're Nikes. But Nike has already distanced themselves from this. They're like, we had nothing to do with this. we did not partake in the design. We don't endorse this in any way, shape, or form. So Lil Nas X and this company called Mischief.
Mischief, yeah.
They got a hold of a shit ton, 666 pairs of these black and red Nikes, and they customed them to their Satan shoes. So they have
that's so good.
they have a pentagram medallion on like the laces, and then stitching on one part. It shows you what number shoe you got out of 666, and then
it's got Luke. Is it 10:28?
Luke 10:18.
10:18.
About
yes,
Satan's
about
fall
Satan's
from
fall
heaven.
from heaven. Yeah.
So couple that with the video, dude. People
And
are losing their fucking
it has
minds down there.
the sole.
So
where,
did they make 666 pairs?
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's it.
The sole where there's usually air in a Nike, they have
Smart.
red liquid in there that contains human blood.
Oh, I'm buying a pair.
So these are the shoes you need for your new Heaven's Gate.
My next major sharpening boom. That's it. I'm fucking spending that on shoes.
Your next sharpening boom.
But this dude,
That sounds terrifying.
do you guys have Chick-fil-A's up there?
No.
Do you know what
Wait,
Chick-fil-A is?
we had one in Vancouver. I'm not sure if it's still here or not.
Okay.
American franchises tend not to do well up here for some reason.
really?
Like,
Okay.
we had a Carl's Jr. very briefly.
Yeah.
I
So
don't know
Chick-fil-A,
why.
Chick-fil-A is notorious for being a very, Christian-centric company. Their chicken sandwiches are goddamn delicious, but they got into some trouble a couple years back about saying something negative about gays.
Was it gays or Planned Parenthood, or I think they're kind of against everything.
But
Gays, I thought it was something about. I thought it was a black thing. Wasn't Chick-fil-A a racial thing?
Yeah.
I think it's all encompassing.
It covers everything.
I think
They're
Chick-fil-A has gotten in
anti-gay.
hot water for a lot of things.
Ontario has 2, apparently, by the way.
Do they?
Yeah,
but,
just looking
Oh
up.
wow!
but they're
So
not
there's
open.
one in Toronto.
As if you don't know.
I haven't been to it yet. Kitchener has the other one.
Well, now that you know, you're like, damn, I'm getting me a chicken sandwich.
I'm going to Toronto.
It's a damn tasty sandwich. But they're closed on Sundays too. So it's a very again Christian company. But so Lil Nas has taken a bunch of shit on Twitter. So this is some of the stuff that from what he says, he's been getting a lot of this for years now. Anti-gay shit. But just for example, I ended up screenshopping. This one person put, at Lil Nas X, I hope that this whole gay thing is just an act or a phase and you change your ways. God loves you and he's willing to forgive you as long as you are willing to be forgived. So he's catching a lot of this shit.
Yeah.
But he is the ultimate Twitter troll. And he's snapping back at people. And so he threw this out. I don't know how well you guys can see it. Probably not at all.
Yeah, it's not coming across on the video very
You
well.
decided to drop.
It's a Chick-fil-A Nike.
Okay.
Nice.
with John 3:16 embroidered on it. But so I guess, do you guys see a lot of that shit up there? I mean, it's worldwide, like the whole, Christians being cunts.
It is.
And whatnot. But yeah.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Fuck, what are your thoughts on this?
But well, I mean, first of all, until we can knock out one of the 10 commandments and put "don't fuck kids" in there, they have no credibility with me whatsoever. That part should be at least be implied. At the very least, there should be somewhere in that book, maybe near the front.
What could we knock out?
So they
covet thy neighbor's wife.
Well,
we should get
covet thy neighbor's wife.
Yeah, because that means, I probably morally shouldn't go fuck her, but I can at least think about her and jerk off. Like,
what's the big deal on
yeah,
that? Nobody's,
I mean, why? That doesn't hurt anyone.
God thinks that's worse.
Apparently,
that's worse than
why is
child
that
fucking.
worse than tapping a
I
kid?
know
I don't
when
know.
I first moved to DC, I ran into a lot of these street preachers and stuff, and when Eric and I became friends, that became a real good hot topic every once in a while. I'm like, dude, they stopped me again. And I would just stand there and just go up one side, down the other, just because it was fun. And eventually it got to the point where as soon as they saw me, they just sort of turned their fucking backs and walk away.
Yeah, they don't like anyone that can spew their bullshit right back to them.
Yeah, and that's where it became fun, because all you need is just a couple of simple points and say, so, how does it feel that you're part of an organization that covers up kitty diddlers, but you're worrying about me fucking having a dirty thought and yanking on my dick? How does that make you feel at night?
Right.
Well, they don't condone it. Yes, they do.
Yeah, they shift those fuckers around and hide them.
It's not all Christians. Let me preface this with, it's not all there.
Just the ones in
only
church.
Catholics.
Yeah, only Catholics.
The Mike Lindells of the world, though, like the My Pillow guys, how do they, like, if what they're preaching is true, they're the worst off. Like, they must all be terrified all the time, because if anything they're preaching about is real, they're all screwed.
Yeah.
The funny thing is, I'll guarantee you, all the top
worst
leaders of the Christian faith, I'll guarantee you, every one of them, they're actually atheists. It's the only thing that would make sense, because there's no way you can do what they do, cover up what they cover up, and be a part of that while still actually believing in God. There's no way. Because if you believe the words, then you're going to hell, and that just doesn't make any sense. So they're atheists, and they're just doing this for the money.
There we go. That makes a hell of a lot of sense. Because I've always thought the money aspect of it. How can they be bringing in this money and feeling that okay with that?
Yeah.
Well, Mike Lindell, speaking of him, he was chirping just yesterday. He was on Steve Bannon's podcast.
Oh, really?
And he said that
of course.
He said Trump will be back in office in August 6th to be specific.
August 6th.
Yeah, but it's just a completely
Did he
random,
get that?
arbitrary fucking.
Did
date.
he get that from Q or?
That's the fourth date they've set so far.
Yeah, you just shift the goalposts.
It's like the Mayan end of the world.
If it didn't happen today, next month for sure.
Exactly.
Yeah, all they do
I
is shift the
predicted that your
goalposts.
president was going to leave office in June. I made a famous prediction in December that he was gone in June, and Kamala would take over and then step down. Lindell might be onto something.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't see Biden lasting a full year.
No. So
There's no way.
that's your prediction is June. I'd be surprised if
he
it
steps
lasts
down
that
for
long.
medical reasons.
So I'm dying
He'll
to
step down, and then Kamala will step up, and she'll be replaced by a male Democrat instantly, because they're not going to let Kamala run the show. And then there'll be an election. That makes it just. Oh, I should talk to Mike.
So okay,
pillow too.
So I am dying to hear outsiders' opinions on the just overall America within the past year.
Yeah, just in general.
Ready, set, go.
Fucking hell.
Well, you
guys
don't
only
look good, fellas.
You guys only have 4 hours to fit this in.
Eric, do you want to start this one off? I don't know where to start with this.
Well, I don't. What can I say? There was this asshole who's been an asshole publicly for 40 years, constantly mired in scandal, and you guys went, yeah, that's our guy. We want him to run the show for 4 years.
We did,
unfortunately.
Yeah,
and he did, and then everyone was shocked when he did a terrible job. I went,
and spoke out of tongue and talked. Amazing.
What we get up here, what the last 4 years, I think that we can put it in a nutshell, is some cops killed George Floyd and the entire country lost their fucking minds and just went, fuck it. We're going to burn down some Wendy's.
Yeah. Now that kind of went worldwide. I mean, while we're on it, did you guys have big protests up there?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
We had protests all over, all the way across the country. Vancouver and Toronto mainly were the two biggest ones.
All in the name of George Floyd.
Well, Vancouver always has protests. They love that.
Yeah, it's true.
And anything like Black Lives Matter to attach themselves to, people here just love it.
Now, is Vancouver like your guys' Portland?
Pretty much.
Oh, very much so.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, gotcha.
All right.
I fucking love Portland.
Very much. Well, very close. We're 5 hours from Portland to me. We love to pretend that they're Canadian.
Yeah. and they like to think they're Canadian. A lot of them.
I would be fine if you guys wanted to adopt Portland.
I'd be okay with that.
You could just take them on.
Yeah. Smokes are dirt cheap. It's great.
I want to go visit.
We'll trade you for Alberta.
Yeah.
You could go to Iraq and look about the same.
I want to visit Portland and Seattle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The autonomous zones.
Oh, Seattle's amazing. I love Portland. I had a girlfriend who lived there. I think we're still together. I'm not sure.
It's been like 3 years.
It's been like
she hasn't spoken to me since last March, but we never broke up.
It's a long distance relationship. We're seeing other people, but I mean, we're probably still together.
Well, yeah, if you didn't officially break up, then you're solid.
Together,
nothing was said. She stopped taking my calls. Maybe she got COVID. I'm not sure.
That's the assumption we're going with.
And I love it.
If you're out there and you're on
this is the second time she's done this to me, though. So
if you're out there and you're traked and vented in a long-term care facility, whomever you are, and you're listening now, Eric wants to hear back from you.
He wants to hear your trachea voice,
even if you have to plug it up and go.
Hi, Eric, it's me. Can we talk over?
Eric could be like, "Yeah, fuck it, bitch, let's do
it." Eric be like, "Oh, another hole."
Fantastic.
Another hole.
I can use that.
Beautiful.
Let me just spit on that. It'll be fine.
So I have to tell you guys have some of the best email addresses I've ever seen. When we got
thank you.
Of course, there's Gwyneth Paltrow's vagina. That's classic.
Yeah.
I'm just happy nobody else stole that first.
Because we've been talking about Gwenny for a year now.
I'm obsessed with
ever
Gwenny.
Since we started watching the Goop thing on Netflix. Yeah.
Ever since I found out about her candle.
Yeah, her candle.
I want that candle.
So you guys haven't ordered one either.
That's what started the email.
Yeah.
I brought that article to the show one night, and that night Eric messaged me. He goes, "We have a new email for the show." I'm like, "What is it?" He goes, "Gwyneth Paltrow." I'm like, "We're keeping that forever. That's it."
When Jeremy was messaging you guys back and forth and fucked up the email and whatnot, when I finally saw the reply with Gwyneth Paltrow's vagina, I was like, "I'm sold."
They're on.
I'm in.
And then when we sent you the Zoom links, and you're like, "I have a lot of them at Gmail." I'm like, that's fucking genius.
Seriously, Eric has got more fucking Gmail accounts and cell phone numbers than I know of any other human being.
You're like, "What's your email?" I have a lot of them.
I have a bunch of them.
Yeah, I love it.
And they're all genius, for the record. They're all genius.
I've also got but I don't like that Outlook.com.
Wait, what is it?
I don't like that Outlook.
I don't really like that. Outlook.com.
This is my email.
So is that mine? I don't know. I think, what did we say? I think I had like 39 at one point.
39 Gmail accounts? Jesus.
Yeah.
Are you just signing up for a bunch of
I was
just porn?
There's a guy.
Anything that makes you laugh.
The guy who owns Blueberry. Do you guys know Blueberry, the podcasting company?
No.
Okay, there's a podcasting company called Blueberry. It's run by a guy named Todd Cochran, and he's a super pretentious douche. And we got into a big thing on Facebook last year, so I changed my email to Todd Cochran can blow me at gmail.com. He didn't like that. And then there was Tim, obviously Tim Cook. Tim Cook, the CEO of Apple.
Yeah.
Our show got pulled off of Apple for a year because we had accidentally put a swear word in one of our episode descriptions, so they banned us.
Did they? Okay.
So
really?
For a while, my email was Yeah. And for a while, my email was Tim Cook as genital warts
Tim Cook
at gmail.com. And then I got a letter, and they didn't like that very much, so they sent me an email, and so I changed it to I can prove Tim Cook has genital warts at gmail.com.
Okay,
and then they put us back on Apple
just so Eric can fuck with people doing these email addresses. So good.
Okay, so you are back on Apple.
Back on Apple, and I changed it to Tim Cook's probably a nice guy at gmail.com.
Okay, well, what swear word did you put in the, was it the title or description?
You know, I still, to this day, I don't know. I couldn't find it. I'm pretty sure it was probably like, damn.
Right.
Yeah. That terrible word.
See, that's funny because there's been some things that I'm now knowing that I'm a little shocked that we haven't gotten.
That Apple hasn't shut down some of our episodes.
We're just not popular enough.
I think they operate the same way Facebook does, where they just pick and choose, and they pick a target. They just don't like it, so they get rid of it. The next guy might have the F word and be okay, and we'll have damn and get banned.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's no rhyme or reason for how they picked and chose us. Like, we were like nobody on the radar, and all of a sudden Eric's getting messages from Apple saying, "Hey, you can't do this." Do what? Fuck you.
That's fantastic.
I'm a big deal. I don't know about Gord, but
yeah, I mean, I always say any publicity is good publicity.
Well, especially to me, especially in this. Like, I mean, what have we been doing this for? A year and a half now?
Yeah, year and a half.
Yeah, and you guys are, 3 years? A little over 3 years?
We're
starting our fourth.
Starting
just
your
over
fourth.
3 years.
Yeah, for us, I mean...
Just over 3 years, okay.
It's not...
But we had 4 listeners for the first 2.
And we were stoked for both of them.
But right around, oh my, that's amazing. 40 people in Canada like us.
I didn't catch half of that, man.
Yeah, I broke out completely.
Did it really? What a shock. My shit internet was working again.
Well, I'll tell you though, is like one thing that I was saying though, like the trip with doing this podcast. Like, I mean, we did this not necessarily for listeners as much as we just wanted us to be able to have a way that we could say whatever we wanted to without somebody telling us you can't say that, so we would just talk shit, talk about our day, talk about the politics, talk about just kind of whatever. And we were like, hey, we're up to like fucking 12 listeners. We're like, holy shit, we hit double digits. And then we hit 40 and we were just ready to just like, we were just gonna jizz all over the place. We didn't know what to do. And then it's like, and then we got 100 and 500 and 1,000. Now we're clearing over 11,000 listeners in like 15 countries.
Really?
It just
wow,
makes
that's
no
awesome.
sense. Like, it's so randomly weird.
Okay, so how did you?
We hit a top 10 list in fucking what country was it? We're under education.
We were number 69 in educational podcasts in El Salvador.
You guys list yourself as an educational podcast? That's great.
No,
I don't think so.
That's what they did.
Well, we get on
somebody literally said education.
We use Chartable to kind of track
that
where we're at.
That famously stands for the Salvador.
And we were
I don't know if you guys know that.
For improv, we were what, like number?
We hit number 14 in Kazakhstan.
Yeah.
Once.
Oh wow.
Once.
Yeah.
Really?
That's
impressive.
And then the following
that one episode.
Those guys aren't hard to impress. Those guys aren't easy to impress in Kazakhstan. They're very serious people.
No shit. And then the following week we hit like in the 20s in India. I was like, dude, we have our niche.
Yeah, and there's billions of people in India, so I mean, if we can start hitting it there,
and then we quickly fell out of the fucking rankings.
Yeah.
And,
I wonder a lot though if
we do well in India.
I wonder a lot though if those odd listens from places come through VPNs.
That's what I'm thinking of some of those, because like
that makes sense.
Yeah.
We've had some weird hits, but India for us has been a constant. The one thing that we find the weirdest, we did an episode where I shot my mouth out about fucking Montreal and Quebec here in Ontario, because if you're next to Ontario, you're just basically born to fucking hate the French Canadians. They're arrogant. We hate them. They want to separate. Fuck off and leave. Don't care. So I went on this massive rant, and all of a sudden, the next fucking day, the next episode, we got like 35 listeners in Quebec, and we're like, what the hell? I had nothing good to say about you. And all of a sudden you're like, we need to listen to this
and
guy.
now
This
you
is
all
great.
love me.
He speaks the truth.
A lot of it has to do with our episode titles too, because we had that one that said something terrible about Germany. I don't remember what it was now. And the next day we had listeners in Germany. So.
Really?
I like that they pay attention to that.
Yeah, we try to pay special attention. We've noticed different amounts of hits based on episode title.
Yeah.
So we really brainstorm a lot on that.
Yeah.
Well, we're pretty renowned for our titles. They're kind of it's the only thing I like about the show, to be honest.
I agree.
So how much time do you spend coming up with the episode title? Because we try to be clever with ours as well, and we hit these like mental like writer's blocks with them a little while
sometimes they just come to us.
Sometimes
like
they flow, but other times we're like, god damn, and we'll be sitting here for
sometimes
hour.
I know while we're recording it, I'm like, I've got the title.
Yeah, you already know.
Yeah. I have nothing to do with
the most recent one was the Meghan Markle. I'd really like to pierce her Morgan, and that was I knew halfway through the episode that's what it was going to be called. But sometimes I'll be up till 3 or 4 in the morning struggling with of course, I don't know if you've heard the show, but I do an insane amount of editing.
Wait,
yeah. Not so much. I'm guessing that's a lie. And that's kind of how we roll. When we finish recording, our episode is up within an hour.
Yeah.
We put in our ad rolls, we come up with a title, and it's out that night.
I don't have to edit anything. I truly, we don't edit anything in the episode unless it's something that I absolutely have to.
Yeah, sometimes I start drinking whiskey, and we have to edit. We have to edit certain things.
Yeah,
yeah.
So
had to do that. Yeah, I include a little bit of banter before the beginning of the show, like just like it'll be like a 10-second snippet of me and Gord talking before we hit record. And every once in a while, it'll be something really personal, and I'll forget. And
that one of those bit.
Then I got to go back and cut it out real quick. Yeah.
You
got to be careful.
Yeah,
sometimes I got a call from my girlfriend, and she's like, "What the fuck is Eric doing?" I'm like, "What?"
Yeah, sometimes I'll listen to it the next day and be like, "God damn it, I said that."
Did I actually just say that? See, I mean, like, I do the show and everything, and I don't listen to our pod. I don't listen to really any podcasts. I've listened to maybe 4 my entire life.
Yeah.
And that's including our own. And Eric will bring up something like one day he messaged me and he's like, "Dude," he says, "I was just listening to the episode where we talked about the ants in a sewer grate thing that built this tower." And he goes, "It's one of the greatest conversations and comedic pieces we've ever done." I'm like, "What are you talking about?" And he goes, "We talked for like 10, 15 minutes about these ants." I'm like, "Ants? We talked about ants? Oh, yeah, that weird thing where they're clawing up. Yeah, why? What did we say?"
No idea.
Not clear. I just don't. I don't pay attention to much of that I say or do.
Yeah.
That's why I love it, because I don't have to.
Yeah.
I love you guys talking about
Someday
that.
he'll listen to it all and it'll be all new.
That initial climb when you first started. You know, we put it out to Facebook, whatever. So all of our friends and family listened, and I was like, "Oh fuck, Mom, no, don't listen to that,
Right.
Mom. This is not for you. You are not supposed to be listening to me talking about vaginas and."
Getting pooned in
my
the butt.
family and friends, none of my family or friends listen to the show.
I put out a massive Facebook post. I put out a big thing to my family. Address to my family. Please do not listen to my show. It's not for you guys.
Yeah, it's definitely not for you.
And of course, I get an irate email from my aunt. I can't believe you say those things. I'm like, what do you think? I told you not to.
I told you not to.
I'm in a constant battle with a cousin of mine. I did an episode where I was talking about firemen and how firemen aren't really, what do they do? Really? They make sure the water's pointing the right direction. That's not it. And my cousin got very, very upset with me.
Is your cousin a firefighter?
No, she's not. She just likes them, apparently. And yet I did an
never heard
entire
Eric
20
retract his
minutes
statement
about... I did an entire 20 minutes about how it's okay. I would rather you fucked your cousin than be an incel. It's okay. We should all fuck a cousin. And I went off about my hot cousin. And she's fine with that one. I never heard a word about that one, but...
Yeah, she's like, yeah, I do look good.
But don't attack the firefighters, man.
Yeah.
Well, that's it.
Fuck me all you want, but don't fuck with the
firefighters, police, and the military.
Yeah.
Down here,
you
similar.
You can't say
touch
anything
them.
about them down here.
Oh, here we can fuck with the military all we want because we only got 8 of them, so it doesn't really matter.
Yeah,
down here it's a very protected
and
species.
they don't have weapons.
Yeah, they're just
Canadian military's got slingshots.
Mounted cavalry.
Pretty much. Yeah. I had a friend who was in the ROTC. He's from Georgia, and he did the whole ROTC thing. And then after 9/11, they came up to Canada to find him. They're like, yeah, you're in, buddy. And he was like, what? No. But he was, I don't know how he got out of it, but they had him like ready to go to Afghanistan.
No shit.
You're like, no, I went to Canada.
Like, take that shit seriously from high school.
Yeah.
Well, he didn't run to Canada for that reason. He just ended up here.
Okay.
Coincidentally, but
Jesus.
Well,
Christ.
I'm here. At least I don't.
But yeah, that's terrifying.
Yeah,
that's just like in high school. That's ingrained in you guys.
Well, it's like okay,
you were born out of war. Like your country is based on war. That's how it started. And that's just in you.
Yeah.
Well, precisely.
We're good at it.
Clearly.
See, Canada
you
peaked.
are good at it.
Canada peaked with the with a couple of the early wars, and we just said, okay, you know what? We came out on top in these last 3. We're done.
And now we're just going to be nice to everyone.
Now we're just going to be nice. We're going to go up and clean up all the other wars. We'll just clean up the mess after. We'll be fine.
Yes, you guys all do seem to be very peaceful and nice up there. Is it as peaceful and nice as it's portrayed?
We are sarcastic.
Canada is gigantic.
Without a doubt. That is
sarcastic.
Sorry,
very sarcastic.
It's gigantic, and we're very lazy. Like we couldn't really get behind a war. It's just so much work.
Like, and all the famous, like, really, when you look at almost all the famous, like, Canadians that are like anywhere, they're all fat.
No shit.
Or at least somewhat chunky. You know, John Candy. I think. I'm trying to think of who. I think Martin Short, is he the only? No, he's not Martin Short.
Famous Canadians.
I can't even think of a real famous skinny Canadian.
There's so many. Well, there's Celine Dion.
Yeah, but she's French Canadian again. That doesn't count.
Tiny little thing.
The fucking alien.
Fuck the French Canadians, right?
Canadians. I'm a big fan. I don't share Gord's disdain for them. I'm quite a big fan. French Canadian girls are insane, and they're fantastic.
Those are the best kind.
I want to build a wall around Quebec and then drill deep enough to hit magma and just let it flow. Just bury them all in a big thing of molten.
It wouldn't work because Quebec is where asbestos comes from. Asbestos is very, very fireproof, and that's where and Quebec's covered in it.
Well, maybe they could just coat them in it.
I love
them in lava.
Wait, Quebec is famous for
they
asbestos?
have a town called Asbestos.
Yeah.
No shit.
Really?
Yeah. That's where all the best asbestos mines in the world are. They have a town called Asbestos. I'm sure the tourism season there is just a riot.
Where are you guys going this weekend? Asbestos.
I didn't know we'd be getting a history lesson here.
No.
Who would have fucking
Make
knew?
sure you wear your mask.
We were ahead of the curve.
Yeah, where's Orlando Bloom from? He's not. I know he's not Canadian, but he's not.
Where's who from? Sorry,
God,
Orlando Bloom.
Orlando Bloom.
You know Legolas.
He's.
Or Orlando Bloom. He's Aussie, isn't he?
Is he Aussie?
Is he an Aussie?
He's an Australian kid. Yeah.
He's turning.
He's Australian.
For some reason, I thought he was New Zealand.
Isn't that Aussie? Same fucking thing.
All right, same thing.
It's the same general area.
All right.
Right?
Yeah. So he's taken over the crown from our girl Gwenny.
He's from the UK.
New Zealanders are very proud. New Zealanders are very proud descendants of the Maori tribe, and Australians are the filthy inbred children of British criminals.
That's a good way of putting it.
Yeah.
That makes fact.
It's fact.
I mean, that's the craziest thing, though. It's basically fact.
Australia was like some kind of experiment. Like, let's see what happens if we put all the criminals on one continent and we'll just leave them sitting there.
Well, unless if you listen to Flat Earth, then
eventually they will produce Paul Hogan.
Or Steve.
And the world will rejoice over a knife.
Or Steve Irwin.
There's Steve Irwin, yeah.
What with
he was the good one though.
He was
everybody loved him.
That was something good that came out of Australia.
Until that goddamn stingray fucked him up.
Yeah.
I love when South Park fucked
You know who's the most pissed about that?
Who?
You know who's really mad about Steve Irwin? The
Who?
crocodiles. They were probably all pissed.
Probably.
Oh, did you hear the crocodile hunter died? And they're like, really? Which one of us got him? That was a goddamn stingray. Fuck.
All those missed opportunities. South Park made a lot of good fun with him, saying they did their version of him, saying like, oh look, there's a kangaroo over there. Let's go see if we can talk to him. Goes, I'm gonna go shove my thumb up his ass. That became everything. I'm gonna shove my thumb up this one's ass. I'm thinking, I don't think Steve Irwin said that. At least they didn't show that part, but
they cut that.
That's for the gag reel for them to say.
Yeah.
All right. So,
but Ben, you get an animal into some B&D like that. I mean, what else are you gonna do with it?
Shove a thumb up its ass. What else?
Got its mouth taped shut, arms tied together,
and I think that segues right back into Orlando Bloom, doesn't it?
Yeah. Speaking of thumbs up the ass, fucking Orlando.
This fucking dude.
Yeah, he has dethroned Gwenny as our most pretentious celebrity.
No, I didn't know anything about this. You sent it to me, and so what's his deal?
It was a great read. Yeah, they just did a day in the life of Orlando Bloom.
And it was the most painful fucking thing to read.
Yeah.
I can imagine.
I'm like, could you be any more pretentious? Never.
It was so ridiculous reading that article. Cause, I mean,
yes.
It took me 4 reads to get through it.
I wake up
get 2 lines into him. I'm like, fuck this.
I wake up in the morning and he even makes his their kids what, a year old maybe. They make their kid fast.
What?
When the kid wakes up in the morning, as humans, we must earn our breakfast. And my child, they don't feed their kid till like noon.
Because do a 12-hour fast every night.
Because he's fasting.
Well, kids have to be careful.
For what?
That's a rough year if you're
good
one.
for you.
Because
what is fasting good for?
Because you're one.
Because you're what?
You're 1 year old. In 12 months, your age is going to fucking double.
It's the only time that happens.
Holy shit. You're right.
It's the only time that actually happens. You go from one and you double your age in the next year. It's insane.
Yeah,
they have a lot of responsibility on them. They got to they got to learn mommy and daddy. They got to start fucking crawling and shit. And
they're expelling a lot of energy. You would think maybe during this period of growth, this child needs food. Nah, fuck that.
No, I
Hollywood
think all
said
I know
fasting
is
is
if
good.
I knew this June I was going to turn 84, I might skip a donut or two.
I wouldn't. I'd double down.
Yeah. If I'm going to be 84 next year, then fuck that.
I'm with you. I'm 100% doubling down on that shit.
I'm going. I'm going to restaurants for steak. I'm going to the cow fields with a knife and a fork. I'm eating that shit right from the hide. Fuck it.
Yeah.
I'm not even wasting time.
Bring me the hookers and Coke. It's time.
So Oyer was talking about this last week. Who was telling us about they put they do something with the cows?
Oh, was
that you?
Was Kurt.
Oh, it was Kurt.
At pool, when we were shooting pool. He was trying to tell us that somewhere out there he saw that they take meat from cows while they're still alive.
And the cow continues to live. Like they're just dissecting.
I think he saw too many PETA videos.
It was probably from China.
Yeah,
and it probably wasn't a cow.
I was unable to. I was unable to find anything that justified his story.
I couldn't either.
Yeah,
I couldn't.
There's no way.
Yeah, I think he got high and watched PETA videos.
I could see Gordon doing it.
I would definitely try it. I mean, I'm not gonna. I am the very definition of a meat eater.
I mean, if
no remorse for animals.
If it tastes better that way, then
that's fantastic. I'm hungry. That motherfucker's on the barbecue. It's just that simple. I had a pet rabbit. First thing, as soon as we had the rabbit, it hit about 2 years old. First, I called my buddies, a hunter. I'm like, dude, I got to ask you. I got a haul and lop.
There we go.
How do you base these fuckers?
Gord's in on my rabbit farm.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
I keep telling him
this kind of ties right back into the Christians from the beginning of the show.
I keep telling him
if God didn't want us to eat animals, he wouldn't have made them out of meat.
Yeah.
They wouldn't taste so good.
I keep telling him I want, a small amount of rabbits out back, and every fall you just slaughter those fuckers. And
well, did you guys
hear reproduce?
Yeah.
Did you guys hear that they are they're genetically engineering meat? Did you hear about this shit?
Yes, I have heard about that.
When I went down a stupid rabbit hole at our pool league last week trying to find out these people that are cutting holes in cows and eating them and then they go off to pasture, I stumbled upon this genetically engineered meat.
Yeah, they're growing it in a petri dish.
Yeah, it doesn't.
And I'll give it credit. It almost looks like meat.
It looks like meat. I would love to know how it tastes.
Like what? Any vegan will tell you it tastes just like meat.
Of course they will.
Of course they will.
I'm really going to take that advice.
That's what they tell you about everything.
Yes, and these vegans and people that are
they tell me that eggplant tastes like fucking meat.
Health conscious are going to eat something that was grown just strictly from chemicals.
You're such a naturalist. Look at you go.
Yeah.
Well, the vegans are trying to genetically engineer cock out of soybeans so that they could be like, we're not eating real cock. We're not sucking like real dick. We're
sucking a man meat.
We're sucking fake cock.
I'm sucking daisy dick.
It's made of soybean.
Yeah. That's almond milk that's being ejaculated from it.
Are vegans not allowed to suck cock? I had no idea.
It's real meat.
That's it. They're putting a real slab of meat in their mouth there.
You can't eat that meat.
That's a good. Okay, that's an interesting.
Just think of what it does to that animal.
Do vegans swallow?
We need to call Mary.
I guess they can.
God.
Is that part of a vegan diet?
I don't know.
We need to call Mary.
Can they?
You know what?
A vegan?
We used to work with this girl, and she
Does that mean vegans can't eat beaver? I don't understand.
Yeah, that's right. She was a nice girl. We liked her. She was great. And then all of a sudden, one day she went vegan, and she went like full throttle, hardcore vegan. And one day she posted a thing about PETA, and I said, look, you got to be very careful about who it is you're going to support. I said, because, PETA is a very, very horrible company for animals. And she tries to defend it, so I just sent her a whole bunch of stuff just to show her. And I'll give her credit, she backed off a bit, and she stopped posting PETA stuff. But for some reason that she thought that gave her the right, I guess, to like bombard me with vegan stuff and always try to get on my ass about being a vegan, about out eating meat. Unfortunately, you can show me slaughter videos and I'm just going to start drooling. I mean, that shit doesn't faze me. I don't care. It means nothing. I will walk into I used to install conveyor belts, and one of the places was a fucking pig rendering factory. And me and my buddy had an actual pig heart fucking fight. We were throwing pig hearts at each other, just laughing at them, pig hearts hitting the face. You know, we just don't fuck. I just don't care.
Well, that's because you grew up in a cemetery, though. You have no soul.
I'm a little morbid as it is. I was 12 years old when I prepped my first dead body for a funeral. You know, things like that happen. That's normal, right?
Yeah.
I don't even want to know what you consider prepping for the funeral. You filthy animal.
Soak them in warm water. It's great.
Get the lube out.
Which, yeah, you ever sneak anyone in the back door for extra fee?
I'm not allowed to talk about that. It's a gag order.
Okay, okay. So it just dawned on me. So isn't Kevin Smith the director? Is he Canadian?
Yeah.
Yes, he is.
Okay, because Gord, you touched on that you guys worked at Bed Bath & Beyond together.
Yes, we did.
Okay, so me and Jeremy and I and our buddy Dave that's sitting here with us, we worked at this. It's a big ass grocery chain in the Midwest called Meijer.
Yes,
I think there's something about those retail industries that just it fosters degenerates.
Well, I loved people.
Let me just. I want to interject real quickly and just say, working, worked at Bed Bath & Beyond is a little bit of a stretch.
Yeah, we definitely get that. I mean, we showed up and clocked in, but working,
yeah.
I probably, of all the jobs I've had, that's probably the one I worked the hardest at. I fucking loved my job there. I loved it. I was so good at it. I love my job. I broke records all over the place. That place was fun. It was just easy.
Records?
No, Eric, every once in a while. That was a great job. Great fun.
He broke sales records. He was a very famous salesman. The company loved him. He kept making the company newsletter every month, like the North American newsletter.
You did?
Look at this.
The owner of Bed Bath called the store and said, "Who the fuck is Gord, and why haven't I met him yet?"
Get the fuck out of here. What did you parlay that into?
Well, nothing really, because
not enough.
No, not enough, because I don't work there anymore. But I didn't care about. I wasn't worried about promotions. I wasn't trying to move higher up in the company. I liked my job on the floor. I knew every product in the store, and I knew it very, very well. So you could put me in any position, and I'd just destroy it. And I just loved it, and it was fun. And so I talked to a customer one day, and they're like, you know, because they do like wedding registries there. And she's like, you know what you guys should do? And I'm like, what? She goes, you should do a fucking Christmas registry. I'm like, fuck, that's genius. So I went up to my manager. I'm like, Christmas registry.
And it became your idea.
I had a new box, Christmas registry. Everybody that lives in BC is all over the fucking country. This is a genius idea. We should do this. And she's like, okay, take it to the store manager. Take it to the store manager. She's like, that's fucking genius. Go take it to the next guy up. So I take it to the next guy up. He's like, that's genius. Take it to the big guy. So I'm like, all right, take it to the big guy. He turns to me and goes, I want you to write up the proposal, and I want you to design the ad for it. And I'm like, have you ever seen me draw? I draw like a retarded 3-year-old that's crippled. No, like I can't draw. And he's like, no, do it. So I did. Somewhere on one of my hard drives is the actual photo that I did. And if I knew where it was, I'd show it to you guys because it's pathetically funny. But it was a Christmas thing where I just took a giant box, put like a ribbon, and I actually literally wrote ribbon next to it, so and with an arrow pointed. I drew a stick figure with a circle in the middle and with an arrow saying Santa. You know, like, I mean, it was very childlike. And I take it to him. He goes, I can't use this. Well, you got an entire marketing division, like an entire division devoted to this thing. And you're asking me, a part-time fucking sales dick, to design your marketing campaign? Get the fuck out of here. And that was it. They didn't do it. So I kind of quit about 3 months later.
No shit. They didn't run with it just because you didn't draw it up.
Nope. I had 15 people signed up to do it. and they were all using it, and then the company just canceled the whole fucking thing. Said, nope, that's it. We're not doing it.
You
didn't like my marketing campaign.
You shit the bed with your artwork.
Yep, that's just it. I ruined an entire thing just because of my shitty artwork. So now I never draw anything at all.
That's
just don't bother.
Shame.
It ruined you for the rest of your life.
That's just it. That's all it takes. It takes one shitty comment. I was in a band years ago, and I wrote one song lyrically. And the band member was like, who wrote all the songs, like, your lyrics suck. I never wrote another song again.
I didn't share his enthusiasm for Bed Bath & Beyond, and I got fired for nailing cashiers. So it was.
Did they all started swapping stories, and they were like, "God damn it, the same guys nailing all of us."
You know, Eric has that move. Yes, I do. How the fuck do you know?
Was it a George Costanza
I had
type
a
of thing?
Facebook page about me at one point. There was a Facebook group
about you.
It was, yeah, it was started by cashiers at Rona. It was like Lowe's, Canadian Lowe's. The one that got me fired from Bed Bath was 22. I was 36, and I remember thinking, if I were 14 and she were 1, people would probably frown on this. But at the time, it seemed much cooler.
See, I won't discuss my indiscretions because I was an angel there.
Can't have the Bed Bath.
Mine was younger.
14 and 1.
This I better get a free towel or something. This has been like a Bed Bath commercial for 20 minutes. I want some on this.
Oh my god. Yeah, fuck, that company was something. You know, a funny thing, when I moved back to Ontario, I actually went back to the Bed Bath here in Ontario to apply, and I was like,
you got him going.
You got me going.
Yeah.
And so I went in, and what it was is all I do is I walk around the store and I help random customers when they're looking for stuff. Hey, you looking for anything particular? Yeah, it's over here. Let me show you, because they're all basically set up the same. And so all of a sudden, this one lady comes over to me, and she's like, "Can I help you with something?" I said, "No, but you could use my help." I said, "What the fuck happened to your store?" She's like, "What do you mean?" I'm like, "Well, look, the fucking clearance room is a mess. That looks like it." I said, "What happened to your fucking bedding area? This is terrible. You got fucking, percale sheets mixed in with the fucking with the other ones." I said, "You can't have this. You got Pima cottons listed over here." I said, "What are you doing?" And she's like, "How do you know this stuff?" I'm like, "I fucking basically ran the North Vancouver store for a while." And she's like, "You need to come work here." So I'm like, "All right." So I, officially put in a resume. I got a recommendation from the number 2 guy in Bed Bath. Literally sent the head of HR in Ontario, sent them a fucking recommendation saying Gord's the greatest. Hire him for whatever he asks for, just give it to him. And so I go in for the interview, and the store manager was like, and after talking to me and sort of seeing how I interact with me, she's like, "I can't hire you." And I'm like, "Why?" She goes, "Because customer service is too good."
Too good.
I'm like, "What do you mean it's too good?" She goes, "No, we're phasing that aspect of the job out. Your job is just putting stock away and ignoring people." And I'm like, "Give me that fucking break." I said, you're just messing with me, right? She's like, "No, I'm serious." I'm like, "Well, your store's going to close down within the year."
Oh yeah, well they were,
and it did.
They were closed 69 or they closed 67 stores last year. 68?
I think it's 60 something like that. Yeah.
There?
Yeah, shut down a whole bunch.
I do not frequent Bed Bath
retail
&
is going.
So. But yeah, retail in general is going down.
Nor do I. I don't think I've ever bought anything. Yeah, I think we're gonna end up in about 20 years. It's just gonna be Walmart and Amazon, and it's a brutal fight to the death to see who survives.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the store we used to work at, Meijer, I go in there now and I'm like, "Do you guys have any employees that work during the day, or do you just restock everything at night and then send everyone home?"
Because there ain't.
Because I'm like, except for the chick checking me out, which half the time I do that on my own. I'm like, there's no one in this store.
And these stores they're the size of like the Walmart super centers. I mean, they're massive fucking stores, and they just completely. It seems like they've just eliminated.
Yeah, it's a ghost town, except like 20 cashiers.
Except you
Walmart
always.
staff.
I had no idea because we got Walmart in Canada 20. I want to say 21, 22 years ago, and I was, they're nice. I went, and then I went to one in Montana, and it was like the super centers. We don't have those here.
Oh, what do you guys have? Just grocery stores?
The one in Montana is bigger than my hometown.
we just got our first superstores. Probably maybe 10 years ago.
We don't have them here. Not the Walmart superstores.
Well, like
ours aren't like theirs though.
No, like our superstore is just a Walmart with groceries, and that's our version of a superstore, and that's it.
Oh shit!
It's not like huge.
We got a grocery section.
No, so you got it's a Walmart, and you got a couple of aisles of groceries in there, but it's
a full-on grocery store for us.
It's not like a city block.
Yeah, no, nothing.
But Gord, like down there, they've got their liquor their liquor aisle is the size of our Walmart.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
Ours is a quarter of an aisle.
I believe.
No, we
you
have
buy cigarettes. There's just aisles you walk down, and it's cigarettes as far as the eye can see. It's a beautiful thing.
Wow. Yeah, no, nothing like that here. And Walmarts are big enough here as it is. Like they're pretty big, and everybody loses their mind. You could do everything in one store. Yeah. I used to love Christmas shopping at fucking Walmart because I'd stand there like a week or 2 days or so before Christmas, and I'd stand in the main center aisle with my empty shopping cart, and as people walked past me, I would direct their attention to something and then fucking lift shit out of their cart and throw it in mine. So Christmas shopping was great. It was like literally, it's like drive-by shopping. They just brought the shit to me. It was great. Just like, ooh, I need that. Scoop that, scoop that. They finally caught me after about 4 years of doing this, and I got kicked out.
That's a bummer.
I want to get onto the shopping thing, just the shopping thing, because we talked about it earlier. We kind of glazed over, but are we allowed to have Black Friday anymore? Is that?
It's going to be fine.
I don't know. They tried to, if they were going to get rid of it, I think it was last year, and they still tried to do it.
Yeah, but now it's considered racist, isn't it, though?
Of course it is.
I would think we can't have Black Friday, but then we can't have White Christmas.
No, we definitely can't have White Christmas.
No, that's just flat out wrong. It's
all
confused. Skins matter Christmas.
All skin.
All skins.
No. Our skins do not matter.
Just you know what, they don't.
They don't.
Right? But I take a lot of issue with being called white, because I don't know if you guys have ever looked in a mirror, but there is not a white thing on my body.
No.
I'm pink.
Pinks.
That's my stance this year. No, well, you can't tell on my camera because I look fucking.
You look white now, but you look goth white right now.
I was gonna say, yeah.
Yeah, you put the black and white filter on.
I wanted to be extra white. I didn't notice that. I haven't looked up the whole time. That's terrible.
Is that a filter?
I'm changing that now. That's a Amazon. That's a $30 Amazon webcam. That's what that is.
Love it.
That's so genius.
Have you guys ever seen is it a website, People at Walmart?
Yeah.
Yeah, people at Walmart.com.
Yeah.
God, that is unbelievably fitting for the area that we live in.
So you actually get like those legit people there.
That's for sure. Yeah, people have no shame when they go to Walmart here.
1,000%.
I don't understand.
I'm wondering if when they saw that webpage, if they just went like, "My people, we're accepted in society," and they just balls out. That's it.
It's
like literally balls.
It's like
out.
the only store that I don't have to get dressed or brush my teeth or comb my hair, and I can go to Walmart, and it's fine.
I mean, like I know, like I mean, like my fucking girlfriend, she hates Walmart, but doesn't even want to set foot. But those few times she has, it's always when she goes, "Okay, look, we can go to the superstore, we can go to this, we can go to that." She's like, "No, I'm not putting on real fucking pants. I'm wearing my fucking my sleeping pants, and we're just gonna go into Walmart." Yeah. I'm like, "Well, that's fine." And then and you walk in, there's like 9 other women. As soon as you walk in, all wearing the same fucking pants. Mm-hmm. It's like, all right, there it is.
Yeah. Still got my slippers on.
Yeah.
And a wife beater.
Bedhead,
Wife beater with no bra.
Up here you got the meth heads rocking the TikTok yoga pants.
Yeah.
Oh
yeah.
Shit,
peach bottoms.
I love those pants until there's a video of a dude that put them on. He's like, my ass looks amazing. Like,
yeah, they'll just start scanning up, and you're like, oh wow, look at that, and then you're like, oh fuck, that's a dude.
Yeah.
Damn it. It's like a lot of porn that I watch.
Like, this is so hot. Shit, it's Tom.
It's happened to all of us.
Like, damn, look at those. Oh, fuck, she's got a dick. God damn it.
Well, I'm almost done, so
right. I'll just block that out. I can't stop coming.
I can't stop now.
I'm not taking my hand off to reach for the remote.
What was that? What's that? Grandma's Boy?
Huh?
Grandma's Boy, that movie where he's jerking off and the grandma opens the door and he's like, I can't stop coming.
The movie's called Grandma's Boy?
Yeah.
Yes.
What?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Shoots a load all over grandma.
How do I not know of this?
It's Adam Sandler and his whole crew of cronies.
It's called Grandma's Boy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if Sandler's in it.
Sandler's not in it. He directed it.
But it's one of
Tim Hurley.
His whole crew is in it though.
Okay, I got it.
Yeah.
I can't believe you've never
Those guys
seen
are,
that.
I think some of the stuff they do without Sandler is some of the best stuff they do. Like Strange Creatures is an amazing movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With it's all those guys with Steve Zahn. Oh, it's incredible.
Yeah. Strange
I
Creatures.
think Sandler's kind of found his niche, and he's going to stick with that.
Yeah.
And that's cool. We'll have Grown Up 7 coming out soon.
Jesus Christ.
When you find something that works, just run with it.
Well, I mean, like, look at what's his name doing the Paul Blart movies.
Like,
you didn't need a second one for that. That should have been a one-off TV show, not a fucking movie.
Yeah, Kevin
James.
Kevin James.
What was
yeah.
that? Yeah. Did you ever watch that fucking movie of his where he tried to play the like a hitman?
I did
something?
watch that. It
You
was
did
terrible.
watch it?
Where he was a like white nationalist hunting down these people in the woods. Yeah, yeah, it was terrible.
Really?
It was really terrible.
With Kevin?
Yes, with Kevin James as like a tattooed skinhead hunting this family.
Oh, I'm fucking downloading that.
What's it called?
What the fuck was it? It's some girl. It's some girl's name.
I'll find it. Hold on.
It's like
that's
Julia.
Comedians trying to be serious is almost as good as like when WWE wrestlers try to act. It's amazing.
It's so good.
Amazing.
Oh, I see. I have to find that. I gotta find out.
Did you find it?
I'm looking for it.
Come on,
Becky.
Becky, there it is. Yeah,
yeah, he's got a.
Oh wow, he's got a fucking beard and everything. Look at him.
Yeah,
it's called Becky.
Yeah.
I mean, he looks.
Is he hunting?
He looks fairly imposing.
Yeah, there's like a shit. I can't remember because I wasn't really paying attention. It was not a good movie. There's something in the house.
Well,
that
it made
these people...
1.1 million in the box office.
If he was hunting the Connor family from Roseanne, that would be awesome. They had 2 Beckys.
Yeah, right. Becky's Revenge.
There's something in the house this family's in that he needs for whatever. So they go in and they kill the family.
Dude, like the 11th picture down when I typed in Kevin James skinhead movie and went to images. The 11th picture is gay skinheads kissing each other.
Oh, Eric, what was that movie that the movie released in 1970, whatever it was?
Oh, yeah. No, it was 1990.
92?
2, I think.
Gay
I forget.
When
if you Google what science fiction movie.
Seriously,
no, it was,
just type in science.
Don't tell me it's don't tell me it's gay astronauts in space.
It came out. No, is it? I won't say it out loud. I'm pretty sure it was 1992. And you just type in what space movie came out. If you Google what space movie came out in 1992, and it's the one that pops up.
Yeah.
Yep.
I've Googled it.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Yes, I did Google that.
Yes, we cannot say that.
Yes, we cannot say that.
Can't say it.
But I am dying
to. Eric sent me that link. Just type this in. Holy crap!
But have either one of you watched it?
Not yet.
Okay.
I've downloaded it though. I have it.
As soon as I found out it didn't have Kevin James, I was out.
Yeah,
dude. The when you scroll down to the cast of the movie, the first guy that pops up, his character's name was Master Fat Man.
Nice.
Hey, wait, what's it say? Hold on. Get Master Fat Man in the gay. I hate it when Google does this shit. It like cuts shit off. The gay something.
Yeah.
Gay something. Yeah.
They do it to me a lot.
The names of the characters. You've got Armin Ass, Captain B Dick, Sergeant Shaved, Mr. Schwal, Ukrainian. And there's the whole bunch of Ukrainians and Germans, and then hookers.
Sergeant Shaved Balls. Did you get that one?
Oh yeah,
Sergeant Shaved Balls. Yeah.
I think Master Fat Man was playing the gay ambassador. I think that's what the second word is trying to say here. The gay ambassador. He looks.
Ambassador's a funny gay word.
He's an ambassador.
Oh, he's looking a little rough these days. Jesus Christ.
Are you surprised?
Oh yeah, yeah.
It's not an easy life.
That
it's
roll
not
didn't,
an easy
that
life.
roll didn't treat him right.
He's still rocking the lamb chops though.
Oh yeah.
And he's a method actor, so
he's a right.
He's a method actor.
So
did you see what I threw out there that Breaking Bad was made in like 1972 with William Shatner?
I was floored when I read about that.
Yeah.
I mean, fucking floored. And I only read about it like less than an hour ago because it's the only chance I had to really catch up with everything.
You were like, what the fuck are we going to talk about
that
tonight?
Doesn't...
But wasn't it a? It was like
surprise me.
It was a singular episode.
Yes,
it was
God damn it.
An episode in another show. So it was like a CSI sort of thing, or it's called like Heroes, or what the fuck was it called?
Was it like TJ Hooker goes undercover?
Policewoman. The show was called Policewoman.
Policewoman.
The episode was named Smack.
Smack.
And William Shatner is a teacher who needs to make money, so he starts selling drugs.
Hey.
And it is
I love the fact that it was such a novel thing.
It's a 30-minute show. 30-minute show. They covered the entire arc of Breaking Bad.
30 minutes with Shatner of all people.
Yes. With Shatner, who just turned 90.
I don't know what it is.
Agree with me on this, but I would have liked it if Breaking Bad was only 30 minutes.
Oh man,
you're gonna
get a lot of hate for that.
So you weren't a big fan of Breaking Bad?
I enjoyed the show.
I
just watched it not too long ago. My girlfriend got me into it, so we killed that one off.
And oddly enough, I'm a huge fan of meth, but I didn't like the show.
You think you would have liked the show about it?
Is there a big meth problem up there?
Oh yeah,
is there?
There is. It's getting actually worse with the border being closed. It's impossible to get decent coke. So everyone switches to whatever they can get locally.
Yeah, because you can make meth in a 2-liter bottle. Just shake some shit up, and before you know it, you come back a couple hours later, you got meth.
I used to work for a home respiratory
Pretty
company, and at least I'd say twice a month we would get a call. Our branch manager would get a call from it's the northern counties above where we're at, which is high, like a lot of meth.
Yeah, around here, like meth is a hillbilly drug.
Yeah, and about twice a month we get a call from a county sheriff saying, "Hey, you guys, some of you guys' oxygen cylinders were confiscated in this meth lab bust." So they were taking grandma's.
Was it Virginia? Sorry.
No, northern Indiana.
No, this is Indiana.
No, Indiana.
Yeah.
Was it who had the slogan last year? It was like "We're on meth," and it was like they were cracking down.
That was the best. Did you guys hear that?
Was there a state with a slogan like that?
A mayor from a town
I think it was Virginia.
Was it Washington, D.C.?
It might have been West Virginia.
They were cracking down on it. They were trying to say that they were cracking down on the meth problem.
We're cracking down on meth.
The big thing was, "We're on meth." And I was like, damn, how did someone not look at that before you printed it?
No one proofread that.
There's big PSAs.
They had one of their low-level employees draw up that plan and just okayed that.
And I love Virginia.
South Dakota.
Ashburn, Virginia. Oh, it's South Dakota, right.
Yeah, meth, we're on it. They spent $1.4 million on ads, and their slogan was, "Meth, we're on it."
Wow.
Holy shit.
It's supposed to be a thing saying that we're
on it.
Getting rid of it. But
we're enforcing like rules to get rid of it. Yeah, we're on it.
South Dakota.
We're on it. We got our pipes and our lighters. We're on it.
What the hell good has come out of any of the Dakotas?
Casinos.
Great headlines like that. It's like Florida, you know what I mean?
A lot of
amazing
ICBMs.
ideas. I don't know. I don't know about a Dakota.
If we didn't have the Dakotas, we wouldn't have anywhere to store all of our nuclear warheads.
I think that's pretty much all it is.
Yeah, that's all it is. I mean, there's no people.
Oh, actually, the biggest trucking company that makes they make like big rig trucks. They left my hometown and moved to North Dakota when I was a kid and like crippled our town.
No shit.
That was as soon as NAFTA became a thing, they were out of here. And like our big dream when we were kids, we were going to go work at Western Star, and then Western Star just wasn't there, and it was one of
wow. So you Canadians have the problem of people, businesses moving down to America to cut their expenses.
Mexico, America, anywhere but Canada.
At that time.
Yeah, I mean, as Americans, we're all worried that our jobs are going to Mexico, but I never thought Canadians would be afraid their jobs are going to the U.S.
Oh, it happens constantly.
Well,
absolutely.
You take them from us first, and then we talk Mexico into taking them from you.
Yeah, it's the vicious circle.
And then we laugh.
You take them. We don't want them. You take them. You take them. Fuck it. Give it to Mexico. Fine. Fuck them. I don't care. I'll build your shitty cars here in Mexico.
I love just Mexico as a concept is amazing to me, where they've just got this lovely balance between their police force and their drug cartels, and they just work in harmony to make it a horrible place to visit.
Yeah, Mexico
it's a really neat thing.
Mexico in general reminds me of like the picture that we get of the Wild West, like it's 1870, and there's a bandolero with a gun.
Yeah,
and he's like 10 paces and we shoot.
And I know I've said this numerous times, but I found this. I heard about this years ago that the safest place to go in Mexico are the resorts there because they're cartel owned.
Yeah,
that's right.
Which is crazy
because they're cartel owned. Yeah, that shouldn't be an endorsement.
But it actually makes me feel super fucking safe to go to one of those resorts. If I do, because I'm like, if the cartel's running this and they're basically like, keep your fucking hands off the Americans, I'm solid.
Yeah,
I'm solid. I'm good there.
If the cartel wants to
go on an outing,
we have that in British Columbia.
Yeah, you don't want to go on an outing, but if the cartel wants to give me all I can eat and drink for a week for $1,000, like I'm
in,
and protection,
because I'm
going.
Because at that point, I know
we have a similar thing here in BC, because all of BC is all the major institutions here are Hell's Angels owned. That's why there's no gangs in our province. They're not allowed.
It's
really.
I mean, part of it's terrifying, but on the other hand,
I don't know if you're
never had a gang.
If you're joking or if this is serious.
I'm not kidding. I wish that was a joke.
It's actually serious.
So Hell's Angels runs everything in Vancouver.
The Hell's Angels are a massive presence here.
No shit.
I don't. It's the Chinese.
It's Vancouver, all of BC. And there's no gangs. They don't exist up here because there's a huge drug problem and there's lots of violence, but there's no gangs because they're not allowed.
I met one gang when I was out there that wasn't part of the Hells Angels, and we're 12 years old, and there was 4 of them.
Yeah, the only gang, that has slightly more, the only gang that has slightly more power up here is the RCMP.
What's that?
Yeah, they're the Royal Canadian Mounted.
Oh, okay. I gotcha.
The Mounties.
That's our version of the FBI.
That's our version of the FBI. That's a little more open.
So do you guys have a big gun problem up there?
They don't.
No.
The biggest problem we have is nobody has any.
Gotcha.
Yeah, there's the gun laws in Canada are. Yeah. The amount of shit you have to go through to get a gun here in Canada, it's insane.
Really?
A handgun is
absolutely insane.
So really, it's just completely pretty much out of the question to own a gun there.
Yeah. Rifles, that's about it.
You can own a hunting rifle.
Oh, but you can you can have all the hunting rifles you want.
Yeah.
Up in the Northwest Territories, I applied for a job as a grocery store manager in Hewlett, which is the furthest point on the mainland, the furthest point north you can go. Not Ucluelet, sorry. In Nunavut. What the hell is the town? Doesn't matter.
No.
It's the furthest northernmost town on the planet. And in order to be a grocery store manager there, it was mandatory to have a rifle. That was part of the job description. You had to have a hunting license and a rifle.
That was because of the polar bears.
What kind of groceries does this?
Because of the bears.
It was
because of the polar bears. That's legit. That's exactly what it is. Because if you go outside, there's a fucking polar bear.
Wow.
It's your job as store manager to get that fucker away from the front door.
So what do
you're getting like 22s up here. That's about the biggest gun you're ever going to see is like a 22 shotgun.
So what do the Mounties carry or utilize to like fight off crime?
Their standard issue is a 9mm. Their standard issue is a 9mm handgun. And tasers.
So they
love their tasers.
So they carry.
They love very taser happy here in Canada. There's no getting around that.
I think that'd be better than not being shot.
If you own a handgun in Canada legally, if you legally own a handgun in Canada, if you want to go to the gun range, not only do you have to have your permit to buy the handgun, your permit to store the handgun, your permit for pretty much everything that you have to have, but you have to get a separate permit to drive it from your home to the gun range, and then you need a return permit to go from the gun range.
You also have to keep your
home.
So do you not have to also keep your gun and your ammunition in separate locked
boxes in two different locations? Yeah.
Wow.
It's self-defense is, Eric and I have talked about this. It's almost illegal in Canada. It's almost.
Yeah.
It really is.
Yeah, like hold on. My gun's in my bedroom, but my ammo's down in the garage.
Yeah, I got to go and get that. Give me a second. Guys,
and I got to pick up the keys. I got to get the kids out of the house first. I'll be back.
Like time out, guys.
Yeah. Hold on.
But then again, this is actually one of the things I did want to talk about.
Yeah.
We've had, very famously to me, we've had 18 mass shootings in this country.
Total.
Since 1867.
18.
Wow.
You guys have probably had that today.
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah, like this year, I think. Probably over 18.
It's this vicious fucking cycle down here, and it never stops. And here's the thing is that it's almost impossible to have an argument with somebody that's very pro-gun down here versus somebody that I don't even say is like anti-gun, but is like, you don't need to be carrying an assault weapon around. Like, we're cool if you have your guns, but why do you need that? That's an impossible argument to have down here.
Yeah, any attempt to take anything from a gun owner is just turns into bullshit. Like,
what is it? Fifth Amendment, right?
Well, I love their catchy little, you can have my gun if you take it from my cold dead hands.
Yeah.
I'm like, shit, yeah, in a perfect world, that'd be great.
No, it's just crazy. And then our two political systems, you got, because the Republicans will, denounce and scream to the hilltops that the Democrats are trying to take your guns, yet on the flip side, Democrats will argue, well, you guys use that as a talking point. Every time this gets brought up, you use this as a talking point, so more people go out and buy more guns, more ammunition. All that money floods to the manufacturers, which then floods to the NRA, which then goes back to the Republican politicians that are screaming about the gun rights.
Yeah, like since last summer, you can't buy ammunition here. You can't find it in stores because every time it comes in, it's gone. People are buying everything they can get their hands on.
And it all ends up in fucking Chicago.
Well, I asked Gord one time. I said to Gord, "Do you know who wins if they go into civil war? Do you know which side's going to win? It's the one with all the guns."
Yeah.
Oh, for sure.
It won't be the North.
Like at the end of the day, who runs your country if they take all the guns away? The guy with the gun.
Yeah. It's so true. That's why here in Canada, just nobody has them. A cop in Ontario specifically, a cop in Ontario, and I think Eric and I have talked about this. I think it's pretty much almost the same all the way across the country. If a cop even pulls his gun out of the holster, that's a whole report that they got to fill out. There's a ton of paperwork that they got to do to justify why they even pulled it out of the holster. And a cop is not allowed to
the
fire
RCMP
the gun
aren't allowed to pull it out unless they're shot on.
That's right.
Yeah, you're saying.
Yeah, unless if they're being shot at, they can't even fire the weapon.
Yeah.
So that's a straight up fucking law. Like I remember I went down to Buffalo. One of my first times ever being in Buffalo, and I'm at this motel and I'm sitting on this little ledge thing and I'm having a drink. It's like fucking 1 a.m. And this cop just walks in the street. He looks at me. He says, "Excuse me, sir. Do you want to get back in your room?" I'm like, "Nah, man, I'm fine. I'm just having a drink." He pulls out his gun, points at me, goes, "Get in your fucking room." I'm like, "Sorry."
Okay. I think I do want to go to my room.
I really do.
I think you were right.
You're gonna see a fat man run in a second. This is incredible.
Gord,
the exercise.
Yeah, it's
Gord
amazing.
told me a story about a dollar store down there. There was a security guard at a dollar store that he made a family put on masks to go in the store. So the family went home and got a gun and came back and shot him.
I believe it.
I believe it.
That's just
actually happened.
That's just, I don't know if it's an American thing or if it's just a crazy guy thing, but that should never be the thing that comes to your mind. Like, I need to kill this person for this reason.
And that was a family decision. That wasn't one person family. That was literally, there was 4 shopping. They all left together, and then they came back with guns and then killed the guy for telling them that they need to wear a mask.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's both. I think only a crazy person makes that
big perception
decision.
of Americans up here is that, like,
but it is, guns are such an American thing that our country was founded on guns, and people are like, well, that's my right, and I can do whatever I want, and and at this point, if you take them away from normal people, the only ones left with them were criminals.
Yeah.
Like,
and that's
I don't know at this point how you fix the problem.
Eliminate gun manufacturing from the country is the first step. Once you eliminated that, then you just got to worry about the ports. That's how if you're going to control it in that sense, eliminate it. Like, I don't even think, Eric, is there even a gun manufacturer in this country, in our country? I don't even think there is.
Well, we had Colt was Canadian.
But
they're done.
They're gone. They don't exist here anymore.
I couldn't even name a gun store, to be honest. Like, I don't know where you could buy a legal gun, let alone an illegal one. I have no idea in Canada where you do that.
Oh God, and we can walk into.
I don't even.
We go down to Tractor Supply Company and they got a wall full of guns
that you can just walk in and buy.
Yeah, and you can just walk in and buy it.
So I love that Michael Moore movie where he goes into the fucking bank and he walks out with the 22 rifle.
Yeah.
I mean,
See, but what you were saying,
open a bank account.
Up for a bank account, but I go anywhere without a video lottery terminal sitting on the counter. Like, instead of toilet paper dispensers, there's like a video lottery terminal sitting there, and it's just gambling constantly. And people are just like, I've seen people like wearing diapers so they don't get up from their video slot machine.
Wow,
that stuff is just, it's.
I did that, but I was an alcoholic and I didn't want to use the bathroom.
See, but that
well, yeah. See,
that example that you brought up about the people going back and shooting the guy for telling him to put a mask on, like, we don't even bat an eye to that shit anymore. I mean, hell, between Jeremy's house and my house, there's a gas station. It was only about a month ago.
Yeah.
And dude was walking in, some teenagers, they weren't armed or anything. They were just, from the reports, were just giving this dude shit. They were just fucking with him, yada, yada. This dude fucking leaves and comes back and shoots up the entire car, kills 3 of them. Out of the 4, 3 of them died. 1 of them lived. Just because.
Yeah.
Just because.
They were giving him shit.
Yeah.
You pissed me off.
But yeah, we aren't even like.
Yeah, there was one.
Yeah, we're not even surprised by
those 2 kids, Gord, that you told me about. They were throwing rocks at his house or something like that. Or they were.
Yeah.
It was 2 like 14-year-olds or whatever. He just came out and shot
2
them
14.
both.
Yeah.
It's.
Yeah. 2 like 14-year-old. And you went out and shot them both.
Yeah,
that's why they. Like, I laugh about
that's
this.
Terrifying.
It's
that's
so
a
ridiculous.
place to live.
It wouldn't happen. Like, I mean, I've had guns pulled on me here in Canada before in the streets of Toronto. Like, I've had guns pulled on me. I almost got shot once in the face by a guy because he thought I was a narc. But for the most part, like I watched a guy get robbed from beside me. Like literally, me and this dude were in an alley smoking a joint, and this fucking dude walks by, robs a dude with a business suit with a briefcase, sticks a gun in his fucking head, and robs him. And the guy, the robber, runs past us and goes, "Thanks, guys," and just took off. And the guy comes running after. He's like, "Why didn't you stop?" Like he had a fucking gun.
Right.
What do I look like, Superman? What the fuck am I gonna do? Asshole. Take your suit and fuck off.
See, that's a rare story. That
just doesn't happen.
That's a crazy story up here.
Yeah.
Whereas in
and here something like that doesn't even make the news.
Urge to kill each other.
Yeah, you've got
to something like Chicago exist. How is that a thing?
Yeah,
like I think this year alone, we're at the end of March, and they've had something like 1,800 shootings.
Oh sure.
Oh yeah, you'll have 100 people dead in a weekend.
Mm-hmm.
And
it's fine.
Look at how you say that. That's just, this is Chicago. This isn't like a small weird town. It's not Afghanistan. This is freaking Illinois.
And that's what's
Chicago, March 14th on Sunday. 13 people wounded, 2 dead in shootings.
Oh yeah, sure. And that's the thing. And that's the thing that's so weird about being desensitized to it is that, like, Chicago's a dope ass place to go. It's a cool fucking city.
Not the South Side.
Yeah, but
I have my story
we wouldn't
about
even
that.
bat an eye, like being like, "Hey, let's go take a trip to Chicago and hang out." That thought of the gun violence there doesn't even cross our minds. It should.
Yeah.
But it doesn't even cross our minds. Like, you're going to one of the worst cities in the entire United States for gun violence, and you're like, "Hey, let's go spend a weekend there."
Yeah, because we go down to Michigan Avenue and go along the waterfront where it's beautiful. But my buddy and I were picking up another friend of ours at the bus terminal in Chicago, which is down on the south side. So we get lost, and we pull into this neighborhood where 2 white kids should not be. And we're scared. We are scared as fuck. Like, I don't get scared here in our town of going to the quote unquote bad part of the town. South side of Chicago, I was seriously pissing my pants. Bars on the windows, people just outside. It looked like a street fair, burning barrels, like a movie scene. And we finally find a cop, and we're like, "Hey, we don't know where we're at. We don't know what the fuck we're doing. We're trying to find the bus stop. Where are we going?" He goes, 3 lights up, take a left. It's right down there. You can't miss it. And if you hit a red light on the way, don't stop.
That's from a cop.
A cop told us that. And this was 20 years ago.
That's amazing.
So I can't imagine going now to south side of Chicago.
I just saw 11 hours ago, Chicago weekend shootings, 4 killed, 32 hurt.
Yeah, just
in
hurt.
gun violence.
That's in Canada. There hasn't been 4 killed and 32 hurt this year.
No,
that's ridiculous. That's just a thing. Like, yeah, everyone talks about it. Like, it's just normal.
Yeah. But yet Chicago is still a massive tourist destination.
For
the
sure.
Weirdest thing.
Yeah.
For sure.
Is the pizza that fucking good?
It is that fucking good. Yeah. It's worth dying for.
I gotta go.
Until you guys can order. You can get online.
If I lived in the States,
you can get online and get yourself a Giordano's shipped to you.
I'd be 400 pounds.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we got a.
Your fast food is amazing and cheap.
Well, one of Chicago's best deep dish, authentic Chicago styles, opened up a joint here in Fort Wayne, and goddamn, that shit is delicious. It's the small weighs about.
Everything is better than
like 10 pounds.
Like 10 pounds, the small does.
Yeah,
and it's like $30.
Yeah,
but you're like, fuck it. Like,
it's so worth it.
I'm gonna gorge myself on this shit.
Yeah,
I went down. I was in.
Every time I'm in the States, it's like that. I just eat. And number one, your portions are ridiculous. Like, I went to a Burger King and I couldn't finish a meal. First time in my life. It's kids. We
go ahead.
Call our super size is your large, and then you have one bigger than that I couldn't even lift. My girlfriend had to help me carry my pop home. It was ridiculous.
Yeah, I was down in Florida. And I got
delicious.
tattooed. I got tattooed at a flea market in Florida.
No, that sounds like a great idea.
That's just something to do.
Great idea.
I still have the tattoo.
That doesn't look
You
bad.
want to hear my Hep C story?
Like a nice little Chinese symbol there that means like asshole. You just don't know it.
What was funny about it though was that after we got the tattoo, I'm like, look, there's two things I need to do. Is one, that I need to score some weed, and two, I need to eat. I'm fucking hungry. So they're like, "Okay, you need to go around the corner and you go to Bob Evans." I'm like, "Who is Bob Evans?" And they no, it's not who, it's what. Go there, tell them you're from Canada, and they'll take care of you. I'm like, all right. So we go up and we're standing in line, and sure as fuck, the guy in front of me goes, just turns over, he goes, "I fucking love eating here." I'm like, "I've never been." He goes, "Where are you from, boy?" And I said, "I'm from fucking Canada." He goes, "You stand in front of me then." And they just moved us ahead of the line till we got in, and they got us out to the table, and everybody around us, and they're all looking at us because we have these wide-eyed sort of look, and everybody's like, "Are you Canadian?" "Yes, I am." "Oh, you're going to love it here. You make sure you get this skillet. Do you get this?" So I ordered this breakfast skillet. Holy fuck, the thing weighed 45 fucking pounds. And I was sweating during the fourth forkful, and I'm just like, I'm gonna fucking die of a heart attack. This is the greatest meal I've ever had in my life. It was awesome.
Am I the only one who's completely disappointed that Denny's hasn't put out a skillet called the Hamdemic?
You guys have Denny's
really
up there?
Sad that nobody's done that yet.
Oh, we've got Denny's up here. I love Denny's.
It's
the only place
Denny's didn't make it in our
town.
town.
Where the food looks like somebody already ate it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah, Denny's didn't quite make it here. Unfortunately, they didn't give people
ever
enough.
Been there sober ever?
Oh no.
We only went to Denny's at 4 in the morning.
No. Everybody does.
I like Denny's.
The servers must hate their lives to even have to work there because it's only party people, and then the one creepy guy who's like writing his graphic novel or something,
his memoir that nobody's ever gonna read.
Yeah, but the waitress is like 58.
Memoirs of an incel.
She
yeah,
couldn't make any money at the truck stop anymore, so now she works at Denny's, third shift.
Oh,
that's always a sad day when they cross that line.
That's what you guys need to check out. When you're back down in the States sometime, just hit some random truck stop that has a diner if you want to gorge yourselves.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, diner. Fuck, you hit those fucking fifth wheel places. They're the best.
We need to do a road trip. Really. We've got to go like coast to coast down there because there's too many places I want to see. I've only really seen the West Coast and Montana, and I spent some time in Texas, but there's a lot of America I haven't seen yet that they listen to our show, and we should pay them back by visiting them.
Yeah. I've been to Texas once, apparently.
Apparently?
Yeah, it was in the middle of a 14-day bender, and somehow I got on a plane and went down to Texas and saw a concert for 2 days and then came home again. I have no memory of any of it.
What did you see?
Somebody told me
I want to see
all I know is that I met Zach Wilde.
Nice.
Who was playing with Ozzy at the time. Yeah. I met him and somebody else. I can't remember who the other person was, but people were telling me when I got back to school, everybody was telling me, this in high school, and everybody's telling me, fucking Gord, man, you were like the shit at that concert. I'm like, what concert? Last week, man, when we went to Texas to the South by Southwest Festival. I'm like, we went to that? What?
Oh,
I don't remember
went
any
to
of that. Yeah.
Down there in Austin.
I have no memory of any of it. So somehow somebody saw me in that state in the airport and said he needs to be on a plane. Twice. Like underage, hammered beyond thing, and I just spent the next we were there for a weekend. So we were there from Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and came back Sunday night, as far as I was told.
What do you drink in the States that gets you that drunk?
I don't know.
I remember when I went to Montana, I plastered off a 30-pack of Miller High Life. I drank 30 in like an hour, and I was like, when did the beer get here? What is this shit?
We don't drink that shit down here anymore. I mean, it has its place for like 16-year-olds, but
yeah,
real beer has made its way into America.
Busch Light has become a big thing.
Oh, that's good too.
Yeah. But you also now have your 12% craft beers and this shit that you have 2 mugs and you can't find your way home.
I'm a craft beer fanatic.
Yeah.
I live for craft beers, especially I'm a big sour beer
Are you?
fan. I love my sours. You get me into a sour beer, I'm fucking all over it. Oh, it's so good. Just get that thing, oh, it's fucking
that's
so
the
good.
That's the one style
those
of craft beer.
12% beers. I went on a date with a girl. A girl wanted me to go on a date with her. We went to some yuppie place like that with these 12% beers. I didn't really notice what I was drinking. I got up to go outside to have a cigarette. I woke up on my back. No recollection of anything. There's a crowd panicking around me, and my date was all on fan of those beers.
Oh man, you want to know what's fucked? I'm a big guy. I'm like minimum 250 pounds on my lightest days.
On a good day.
On a really really good day. You know, I clearly got the fucking beard and everything else. We went out to a club when I was working at fucking Bed Bath one night. So a bunch of me and a bunch of the girls all went to this nightclub. And we're in there. So it was me and a guy and like 5 chicks. And all the chicks are just stunningly fucking hot. Like they're all young and beautiful and shit. So they're all dancing away. And I noticed that there was this lineup of dudes. And they're all like these little fucking like Filipino dudes. They're all tiny little wiry fucks. And there's a lineup. And what it was one would start grinding with one of the girls. If Sushi like sort of like said no or pushed him away, then he would leave. Then the next one would come up. And it was like a fucking revolving line. So at one point I grabbed this girl. I'm like, hey, you know, Ash, come here for a second. And I grabbed her hand. I moved her out of the way. Well, the guy who was standing up next was talking to his buddy behind us. He wasn't paying attention. So I got right up and I got right into it as I just started bumping, grinding. I'm like, fuck yeah. And I'm just grinding my ass into the guy. The guy's like, yeah. He's like, what the fuck? The line dissipates. Everybody runs away. We're like, this is great. We're all still dancing. I went over to the bar and I grabbed myself a Rye and Coke and I left it unattended with the bartender for 2 minutes as I went to the bank machine. Dropped it down.
You got roofied.
I got roofied.
Did you really?
Yeah.
I mean, I went outside to have a smoke. I got halfway through the second. I'm like, I feel kind of funny. Face first against a brick wall, slid right down, barfed all over myself, and blacked out.
God.
But luckily, all the girls basically picked me up, carried me up to the car, and drove me home and took care of me all night. It was amazing. But I'm just thinking, you roofied the guy? What are you gonna do to me?
Yeah, we accidentally got roofied.
We accidentally got roofied in an Irish pub here in town years and years ago, and we knew that we did. It was you and I, wasn't it? And I swear
you were trying. I mean, we had a light night.
It was a very light night.
You were trying to drive us home, and I was like, I don't know if this is a good idea.
No, it was literally just like, I mean, probably 2 or 3 beers, and then somebody, you know, and it was just a crew of, you know, the 2 of us and a couple of the, you know, girls that we worked with, and I think there's like 6 of us, maybe. Yeah. And one of the girls ordered a round of shots, and we were all sitting there. Nobody got up, but we did our shots again, 2 or 3 beers, nothing, you know, crazy. We fucking left, and goddamn, I was like you just said, I was like, I don't feel right, man. Like, shit
it
is
hits
just
so fast.
It did. It hit really fast.
Yeah,
yeah. The best thing was when I finally got back to my place. You know, come in. My roommate was like freaking out. He's like, "You're fucking like green." You know, my eyes were rolling all over. My pupils were huge and shit. And he's like, "You need to go to the hospital." I'm like, "I feel fucking awesome right now." Like, I was just ready to take. He's like, "How much have you had to drink?" I'm like, 1 beer and 1 Rye and Coke, you know, and I'm fucking wasted. And he's like, "Fuck, he got roofied." So end up putting me basically to bed, and I blacked out for a little bit. But next thing I know, it's like 5 o'clock in the morning, and I am at the top of my lungs, full volume. I'm singing 2 Live Crew, waking the whole fucking apartment. Pop that pussy, pop that pussy. And I'm just like, everybody comes in, is like, seriously, dude, shut the fuck up. It's 5 in the morning. I'm like, I don't care. I'm fucking black right now, and I'm gonna do it. And I just, it was embarrassing.
That's fucking.
It is quite embarrassing, but yeah, it turns out I
that was 3 weeks ago. That's the part he's not mentioning.
Damn it.
Yeah, in my younger days, I used to go experience some Canadian nightlife up in Windsor.
Oh,
go out,
very nice.
Because Detroit is only a couple hours away, and one night we were like, "Fuck it, let's drive across the bridge." You know, you didn't need anything to cross the border then.
No.
Yeah, that's that bridge, right? That's the famous bridge.
So you just drive across the bridge, and all of a sudden you've got gambling, full nude strip clubs. It's on. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
and it's 18. 18 is the age there, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. It's 18. Well, it was then.
No,
Yeah,
19. It's still 19 now.
19. Okay.
It's 19
Thank
now.
God they moved that up.
Yeah, that whole year made such a difference.
What arbitrary number can we pull out of our ass?
Well, that's a huge gap between 18 and 19. Everything changes.
Yes.
It's true.
I know it's well since it's just story time. First time I was in Seattle, I tried to go to a bar, and the doorman was all drunk, and he said, "Do you have ID?" And I said, "Yeah." I took out my ID and showed it to him. He was so drunk. He said, "This says you're 18." I said, "Yeah, I'm Canadian. It's metric."
That's
first
great.
time.
Sounds right. Come on in.
Seattle. And that was when I heard about the 2-drink minimum. I've never laughed so hard in my life. I get down and they're like, "We're just going to warn you. There's a 2-drink minimum."
You're like,
I don't think that'll be a problem.
you're like,
Is that per order? Because I'm still fine with this.
who comes in and doesn't drink too?
Right? No, I'm just here for the one. Oh, fuck off. No, you're not.
The 2-drink minimum. Like, who's argued that? I've never heard such a thing.
I think the only time I'd ever argue
We don't
that
have
is they put
those.
like a 20-drink minimum. Then I might
Yeah.
be like, okay, hang
You'd be
on.
like,
How much time do I have? Give me a minute.
The old that I liked, because in university, Dewey Stevens Pub had 25-cent pints on Tuesdays, but you had to get 6. There was a minimum of 6.
Wait, for a quarter?
Yeah.
For a quarter, yeah. They were a quarter each. So you had to spend $1.50 to stay. So
What the fuck were they serving you?
cool.
Well, they weren't a full pint.
I don't know.
Some
They're
Schlitz?
They're the mini pints.
I don't know what
Just-
kind of beer it was. I don't want to know.
just some
You
nasty.
couldn't see
Carbonated
through it.
dog
It was-
urine.
it was-
They were,
yeah,
what the fuck did they used to call those? Dirty squirrels?
I don't know.
It was
when
not
they would
like
when they would
pure-
pick up the bar mat
Actually-
and pour it into a shot
Oh.
glass.
Yeah, I don't remember what it was called.
yeah, that's
Yeah,
Probably what
something
it is.
like a
That sounds
dirty
really
squirrel.
Yeah, I watched some of those happen, and glad I didn't partake in any of that shit.
We used to go to this bar in town that had.
I had a roommate who used to go take the little bit out of people's bottles and pour them until he had a full glass. Like when someone would finish their beer, he'd pour out the little drops until he got a full glass, and he would drink it. That's just true.
backwash beer. Yum 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 yum.
Flat
We
warm.
went to
This
this
has been a
bar.
fun story.
We went to this one bar in town, and we drank there all the time. It's cheap fucking beer. It's like $8.50 for a fucking pitcher of beer. It was really cheap, which was really cheap for us. It was great, and the beer always kind of tasted like shit, but it was fucking really cheap. So who cares? Well, one Sunday we went in there really hungover. We go in there, order up a fucking jug, and he serves it to us. We're drinking it, going, "Fuck, this beer is like gold. It's incredible." I don't guess. We called the bartender. I'm like, "Dude, like, what's up, man? Like, new beer on tap? What's going on?" He goes, "No, we just cleaned the beer tap on." I'm like, "Hey, how long's it been?" He goes, "It's the first time they've ever been cleaned." I'm like, "Oh,
God.
Wow.
what have I been drinking? Fuck, pour me another."
Well, it's fun. It's funny you say that because I never knew. It never occurred to me that lines were supposed to be cleaned and shit.
Yeah.
And so the first time I went to like a beer bar where they obsessively cleaned them, it was kind of that epiphany as well. I was like, what? This is a revelation.
It's so clear and clean tasting. This is incredible. It doesn't like there's like fuzz on my throat after. This is so weird.
There's not fruit flies.
I was in the
like-
Red Dog Pub.
Oh,
I was in the Red Dog Pub in Whitefish, Montana, and they were serving a green beer for St. Patrick's Day for $1. And everyone was. This was the end of August.
Jesus Christ.
Let me get some
Turns
of
out
that.
they didn't add the color either. It's very strange.
I didn't drink it.
I used to
That's an
love
epic
that
story
green
that I
beer
can't
thing
find.
until I barfed it once. And barfing foamy green shit's just not fun. It's just not enjoyable.
No.
Oh yeah, I always take St. Patty's Day off of work and do it up, and everyone now is like, "Hey, you gonna go have green beer?" I'm like, "No, I'm fucking 45 years old. I don't drink green beer. I drink good beer.
Not the way it's supposed to look.
Yeah, I drink good beer.
I like to crap on everybody's parade by pointing out that green is actually unlucky in Ireland. St. Patrick very famously wore St. Patrick's blue. No one would be caught dead in green. It's People hate stuff like that.
Really? I never knew that. I learned something tonight.
Also, the fact that in Ireland you would never drink in the name of a saint because it's sacrilegious, and St. Patrick's Day is right in the middle of Lent. Most people give up drinking for Lent anyway.
Yeah.
So it's not a fun day in Ireland. So have fun, kids, with your fake made up crap.
And what's funny is that I'm majority Irish, and I've had multiple uncle. My dad's side of the family, we very much embrace our Irish heritage, and a handful of my uncles go over there each year. Well, yeah, about once a year, and they definitely can corroborate every single word you just said there. They're like, yeah, it's not a big deal.
Eric is the best to go.
Well, number one, St. Patrick was Welsh. He was kidnapped, but he was Welsh originally. So that's kind of ruins the whole thing. I'm not fun at parties.
Fuck that. You are.
I'm good at Jeopardy. I'm not fun at parties.
You strike me.
We would sit there and go for drinks. I would just sit there and just have to say, "Hey, tell Eric about this fucking thing you learned about this country." And they spit at Eric like, "Are you fucking stupid? No, this is what happened."
So you strike me as one of those kings of useless knowledge that just has it, just festering in your head.
Fountain of minutia.
Yeah.
Just ready to fire.
Right there in his hand. It's just like his brain is a walking fucking cue card. It's incredible.
we
nothing useful whatsoever.
We knew a dude like that. Well, we still know him. Our
Keep
boy
him buried in the backyard.
Our boy, he would just on a whim be like, a handful of years back, he was just like, "Yeah, I'm moving to Alaska." I was like, "All right, well, huh?" He's like, "Yeah, I was on the internet last night and saw Anchorage Memorial Hospital was hiring, so I applied. I interviewed over the phone." He's like, "So I'm moving up there." I was like, "You haven't scoped it out yet?" He's like, "Nah, I'm just fucking going up there." But yeah, he was the king. It's like you, Eric, just spout off random shit. We'd be like, he nowhere near the personality.
How do you know
that
that?
you are. Yeah, like how did you how do you know that piece of information?
That's the funny thing. A lot of it, I don't know how I know. I just do. Somehow it's stuck in my head. I don't know math, but I know a lot of useless shit.
Eric doesn't know his age. He doesn't know his phone number. He doesn't know his address, but he knows the most random shit. It's very impressive.
I know my age because it's 42. Which is
you know it this year.
The universe and everything.
And if tomorrow you were 84, you'd be fucking doubling down on this shit, right?
That's terrifying. I don't think I'm going to make 84 unless it is tomorrow. I've not been kind to myself over the years. I don't want to make 84, to be honest. Do you guys want to be 84?
No.
I don't like the sounds of that.
I kind of waffle on that idea.
No, I work with the elderly, so I know for a fact.
Okay.
I want to live hard and fast now, and get it out of my system, and
yeah.
I embrace
unless
that.
Elon, if Elon could put my brain in a jar and put me on a disc and then I can keep going, fine. But I don't want this body 40 years from now.
Yeah.
At 42, it's falling apart.
Definitely.
I'm
My
relying.
body started falling apart at 20.
As soon as, well, see, that's the gap that medicine has created, where our bodies start failing at 40, but we live to be 100 now. It's not meant to be.
No.
Yeah, for most of us.
We've never intended to last that long.
Well, get that. I was talking to a lady a little while back, 88 years old, and she was telling me about her mom that was going to come visit her. I was like, "Come again?" Like no dementia or anything. Oh, 88, and just talking about her mom that was going to come and visit her. I was like, Jesus fucking Christ.
You're like, "Do you have dementia?"
No,
I have lots of ladies tell me how their parents.
No, but
you see my parents.
But it was corroborated. I was like, no shit.
Yeah, that's insane. That's like fucking.
So you ladies like to party or what?
That's like Lawrence at that fucking Bed Bath that we worked at. Dude was like 70 something, and he said me when he goes, so my mother just sold her house. I'm like, you're what? He goes, yeah, my mother. I'm like,
yeah, but he was clearly the devil. And so she had made some kind of
pact or something. Yeah,
weird pact with him. He was He was very, very evil and super gay, but super closeted.
Very closeted gay, but yeah, he's just one of those. I remember you could talk to him no matter what good point you brought up. He brought up all the downside to everything, and he used to be a chef, and so I'm pegging him. I was like, "So what's the best thing to cook on? What's the best thing to cook with?" And he goes, "Well, everything has its health hazards." So I'm like, "Well, cast iron's got to be the best because it's just pure fucking iron. Iron is good for you, and it's good for this." He goes, "Yeah, but too much charcoal can coat the heart and do this, and it could kill you." I'm like, "Fuck's sakes, man! Really?
Fucking buzzkill.
You're gonna ruin that now?"
Like, God damn it!
Who is that dude that we? Do you remember his name? We worked with this dude at Meyer again, and he's kind of an older guy at the time. He's probably in his 50s, which would make him in his
old as shit
if he's still alive. But this dude, he was married, had a couple kids, and he came into work one day and was telling us about he was getting divorced, and his brother was also getting divorced. They then subsequently remarried each other's ex-wives, and each of them had more kids.
Oh my fucking God.
Are those kids siblings or cousins? Like, what do you call like each other then?
Your cousin.
Your siblings?
Yeah, they're sleeping together no matter what you call them.
They were fucking.
But yeah, it was like, we're like, wait, come again?
There's a lot of stepsister action in that house.
Yeah, but he was like, he didn't bat an eye. He's like, there was nothing wrong with it. We're like, wait a second. So you just remarried your brother's ex-wife, and he remarried your ex-wife.
You can't stop love.
You can, and sometimes you should. That's one of those situations. Like, those kids are all gonna be growing up looking at each other going, "Damn, sis," you know what I mean? That's not.
Oh yeah, they're definitely fucked.
Yeah, having that. We're technically.
Hey, I get it. I have 2 hot stepsisters. I get it. 2 extreme hot stepsisters, and they were 16, and I was 13 when our parents married. I didn't come out of the bathroom until after first year of college. It was a rough time.
That's got to be rough. Stepsisters just walking around the house in bra and panties.
Oh,
that's awesome.
Ridiculous.
Now it's funny. Now
I don't talk to them.
If you go on like a porn site now, every single video is stepsister.
Oh, everything is stepsister.
Everything. I'm just like, where did this fetish all of a sudden? Like, how did that all of a sudden become the biggest fetish that's all over porn now? I just don't get it.
Well, Jeremy and I are trying to make stump porn a thing.
Yeah,
more of a thing than it already.
More of a thing than it is.
Amputee porn. Like, it's hot.
But not just like, fucking, an amputee, but using your stump for the penetration.
If you're gonna do it right.
Yeah, I mean, my theory is
missing the fingers, but I got one fuck of a ridged elbow.
Yeah, my theory is if humans can find something to fit in their hole, they will.
Oh yeah, and they've done it all. That's the only reason I'm not a doctor. I mean, I'm genius enough to do it, but no, I said no because I just don't want to be pulling out champagne flutes out of somebody's ass someday. I just don't want to do that.
Oh yeah, we both work in the medical field, and the stories from the ER of the things they pull out of people's asses are fantastic.
There's a website that's actually dedicated to that.
Yeah.
What's it called? AssMD or something like that. I can't remember what it's called. It's just stories of things that have been pulled out of people's ass that isn't shit.
Yeah.
It's everything else.
Yeah. Fauci the ferret.
It reminds me of that Jackass episode when whatever the dude's name that died in that car crash, when he took the
Ryan Dunn.
Yeah, when he took the balloon and put
car?
Hot Wheels cars or whatever and shoved it up his ass.
Went to get an X-ray.
Yeah.
I actually just told my girlfriend's 12-year-old son about that the other day. I'm like, I don't think I should tell him this. Fuck, but he's got a little bit of a warped mind, so we get along really well.
And they know.
Oh, yeah,
the 12-year-olds know now.
Yeah.
Oh,
the 12-year-old today is not a 12-year-old when we were.
No, the things that these kids know, like this girl I see has twin 7-year-old boys, and the other day she walked in and caught them watching porn on their iPad. I'm like, yeah they're 7 and they're boys. If they have access to it, they don't even know what they're doing, but they're like, I like boobs.
The only reason I didn't
imagine. Thank God I didn't know. No.
I can only imagine.
I found a Playboy in the second grade, and like 8 of us huddled around it for hours, just staring in wonder. Like,
yeah, towards my late teens, early 20s, you know, we had like dial-up porn, you know, where you had to like you're almost done by the time the image shows up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Remember scrambled channels?
I was going to say, remember scrambled pay-per-view channels?
Yeah, you're like, oh, I think I saw a boob.
I saw a nipple.
And that was good enough for me. That's all I needed.
My father
nowadays they're just no wonder they're all weird.
My dad, I'll never forget my dad one day. My dad wasn't the type of fatherly advice person, but he came up to me one day when I can't remember how old I was a little younger. He comes up to me and goes, I'll
be back.
Since you're always up really late, he says, go on City TV at midnight. Thank me later. I'm like, what? And they're showing Italian porn at fucking after midnight. And I'm like, this is the best thing ever. It's like that softcore porn thing.
Thank you, Dad.
Like, thank you, Dad. This is the best thing you ever gave me. Can I get another box of Kleenex?
Like Cinemax back in the day.
Yeah. Yeah, Skinamax. Poison Ivy.
Red Shoe Diaries.
Yeah.
Red Shoe.
David Duchovny.
Oh, hell yeah. Yeah, I remember going in and, you know, before I knew what I was doing, I was like going in looking at Dad's Playboys, you know, I don't know, 5, 6 years old. I was like, I don't know what this is, but I like it.
I think this is just great. It was funny. I was actually talking to my buddy about this a couple of weeks ago. I don't even know how we get on the subject, but I said, talk about like the first time that your parents ever walked in on you jerking off. And I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, I remember mine. And he's like, what happened? I'm like, I had a deck of, so we have the Toronto Sun and they have like the page 3 girl.
Okay.
The page 5 girl.
Now it's page 5. Well, actually, now it's page 5. They had to move her. But I had the Sunshine Girl deck of cards. So I had them all spread out in front of me. My mother walks in. She's like, what are you doing? I'm like, playing solitaire.
With my dick.
With my dick.
Wait, what the fuck is the page? What?
You don't know about the page 5 girl?
No, what the hell's that?
Well,
it's just like a girl in a bikini. She's in the newspaper.
In the UK, it started in the UK under their at the on the Sun Tribune.
She's not a celebrity or anything. She's just a regular.
But they were topless in the UK.
Really?
Yes, that's what it all started. And then the Toronto Sun in Toronto, they picked it up. Yeah, they were topless.
Well, all the Suns across Canada because it's all one newspaper. The Calgary Sun, the Vancouver Sun, Toronto Sun. It's all the same.
Yeah. So they picked it up and they.
My green screen just fell down. I don't know if you.
I wondered what was going on back there.
Now he has a couch.
Studio's falling apart here. Now I have a couch.
And this is literally how our podcast goes.
Yeah, my studio's falling apart on me. My studio's got a shelf life. Every episode, this is a possibility.
You know what's crazy, Eric? It just goes to show you can't hang Jesus up on a sign either. I mean, like. That Christian joke for you.
Oh, that was terrible.
Glad you find it so funny.
Certainly do.
Oh shit,
dude! One of the best.
Unfortunately, guys, I have to end this. You guys can keep going. I have to. I'm supposed to be looking at an apartment at the moment.
I forgot your apartment, honey.
It's all good.
No, we can wrap it up.
Yeah, we can wrap it up.
I didn't know it was going to be. We should do it again and talk about some news stuff. Would be great.
Yeah, definitely.
Now that we got the backstories out,
and now we've got the backstories. We got the Bed Bath Chronicles.
Yeah, we just kind of got to chit chatting and kind of skimmed over everything.
So yeah, let's do this again. It was a pleasure having you guys
great.
on.
I enjoy it.
This fucking blast. So.
So yeah, it was great to meet you guys. Thanks for the invite.
Yeah, I love this. My face is fucking killing me. I'm laughing so hard. So it's great.
So yeah, everybody, make sure you check out Eric and Gord's What If We're Right. They're back on fucking Apple now. Thank Christ for that.
Thank you.
Thank
you, Tim.
And yeah, we'll do this again, guys.
Definitely.
We're just starting season 3. Yeah. When can we get a copy of this? Because I'll put this instead of our show this week because we're not doing one.
We will.
I'll send it to you here in a few minutes.
Like I said, within an hour we'll be at the max. We'll have it ready to go, and we'll shoot you guys a copy.
That's awesome.
Perfect.
Hey, which of your?
Well, I did want to say I have been listening, and I'm a big fan. It's awesome. A good show.
Thank you.
And it's one of now 3 that I actually listen to. Thank you for introducing yourselves and having us on. It's that's my favorite part of the podcasting thing is I've met people from all over the world now, and they're all the same. We're all just like smoking and telling stories. It's the best part of this, I think.
Yeah, this has been a blast.
You start to realize how similar everybody is and how absurd everything that the news tells you is. And I think we could really band together and make some changes in this ridiculous world we live in if we keep this up.
Let's do it.
Definitely.
I say we make it a regular. Go ahead. Hello.
Yeah.
Definitely.
No. Thing.
Sorry. I was just going to say, like, that's the first serious thing I've said ever on the podcast, I think.
No, I say we make it. Let's make it a regular thing, 'cause this was fun. And we can. I'm all about like corroborating and getting more people to listen to both of our shows. So whatever we got to do to make it happen, let's do it. So, but I'll get the episode sent to you here shortly. And guys, thanks again.
Loved what you've heard on this week's episode? Well, the answer is simple. It would mean the world to us if you could head over to iTunes and leave us a 5-star review and feedback. Spreading the word really is the best way to grow our podcast and achieve even greater things. Thank you.